All right, this is the Rob Kendall Show. That's my name, joined as always by the lovely April D. Gregory. It's so good to have you back.
It's good to be back.
I know you missed being with me.
You hiatused me.
Yeah, I did not hiatus you. I had to stroll down memory lane the past few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, life is all about nostalgia. A return to what we knew when the world was good.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I did. But you're back.
I'm back.
Thank goodness for that.
People missed me, I'm sure.
They did. I'm sure there was just practically no listeners the past 2 weeks.
Probably not.
Probably not. You had...
Your friends aren't as cute as me.
You think that's why people listen to this podcast? Let's tune in for her cuteness. Wow. Arrogance is quite an art, you know?
I'm kidding. Hey, can I have this coupon?
You've been here for 10 minutes and you're stealing my stuff. Yes, you can have it. Go ahead.
Thanks.
Make sure everybody knows you got it from me, though.
I'll let them know. I don't know why I didn't get one.
I'm a good friend. April's staring at my Kohl's coupon, which appears to be 20% off of some sort.
It's $10 gift.
Oh, $10 cash?
Yeah, they have workout clothes on sale.
Okay. Yeah, because I heard you're really into your CrossFitting now.
I am.
You got a very positive CrossFit report from the CrossFit Czar.
Really?
Yeah. My other friend that CrossFits says you are intensely into CrossFit.
I'm getting there.
Though the report I got back on my friend, the report I got back on my friend who CrossFits from the CrossFit Czar is, she does a lot of handstands and takes photos of herself. It doesn't really do a whole lot of CrossFitting.
Your friend?
My friend who CrossFits.
Yes, she does that.
She spends more time taking photos of herself CrossFitting.
She posts a lot of photos of herself CrossFitting in her little outfits.
Yeah, I talked to her the other day. And then I was like, from another person. Yeah,
well, I won't burst her bubble and let her know we can all do handstands against a wall.
Could you do that? Could you do that?
A handstand against a wall?
Well, it's
please no.
I mean, it's a lot of.
You're leaning against a wall.
Oh, she's balancing herself up against the wall.
Yes.
I see how it goes. So there's not really a lot of, because I saw that and I sent her a message. It's pretty flexible.
It's impressive until you realize the wall's right there in case she starts to fall.
But I feel like I would fall the other way. I would fall forward.
Try
Those of you trying to visualize this, it's you're doing a handstand with your back to the camera, one-handed handstand with your back to the camera up against a wall.
Yes.
You could do that.
I'm sure
I say we put this theory to the test. Soon. And I'll snap a photo.
I could do it right now.
And you can make it your profile photo.
I hope she doesn't listen. She doesn't listen.
No. Though if I told her to, she would, because she's a fan of me.
She is a fan of you.
Big fan.
Probably more a fan of you than me.
Oh, definitely. Not to impede on your charisma or charm, but I've just got it.
We know.
This is the Rob Kendall Show. That's my name. April had the mother of all weekends.
I had the best week. I had the best year ever. I'm having the best year ever.
It started though. Well, let's start on Monday and work our way back, shall we?
Monday.
You started a Twitter furor last night when you announced your engagement on Twitter.
Stop. I did not announce an engagement on Twitter.
There was clearly something about being engaged on Twitter.
If I was announcing an engagement, everybody would know.
Somebody announced an engagement.
Nobody was announcing engagement. It was just a conversation.
On Twitter about engagement. What happened?
It wasn't a public...
I found out about it.
There's no engagement.
So you're not engaged?
I'm not engaged.
What happened?
If I were engaged, everybody would know.
Well, what happened? I'm confused.
My brother.
Josh.
Well, I guess we have to tell the whole story.
Yes,
we have to tell the whole as to why this was the best week ever for me story.
Oh, okay. So we want to start there.
We have to start with the motherlode of all awesomest things that's ever happened to me in my life.
Okay, so let's start there. Here's first, though. Na 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 na. Notre Dame beat Purdue.
By one touchdown. Lucky. You guys were 18.5 favorites.
I noticed you weren't talking a lot of smack Saturday night, Sunday morning. But it's me being the good friend that I am. I let it go.
It was a good game. It sucks to lose. It always sucks to lose, especially when we were ahead for a good portion of it.
Yes.
But it was a fun night. It was a good game.
Right. Notre Dame won.
Didn't lose by the 18.5
That's your standard now for your team, is whether you
No.
beat the spread?
I'm upset that we lost, but it was such a good game, and I think the boys still learned something from the loss.
Well, I bet you have that coach's mentality. The boys.
I think these
boys. I think maybe you could, in the long line of loser Purdue football coaches, maybe you could be next.
I am not next. We're hazeling our hat for a long time.
So anyway, Notre Dame beat Purdue. No reversible jacket comments from April.
Oh, there will be one, and it'll fit properly into the story once it gets to that point.
But the big news is you before the game sent out some sort of plea to your friends to tweet
during the game, the night before, sometime.
To tweet at David Robinson, whose son plays on the Notre Dame team. He's a freshman, is that right?
He is.
Okay. And he actually plays.
He plays a little bit.
But he's not like a Pine Rider. Like, he will occasionally get in the game.
Right.
You could hear his number called.
Yes, he did make a play right in front of us.
You are the biggest David Robinson fan.
Yes, hands down.
You love the Admiral.
I do.
Because you're a Spurs fan,
mm-hmm.
and you're like a Dream Teamer fan,
uh-huh.
and David Robinson fits into a lot of your buckets.
And we had the same birthday.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. So you're a huge fan. You say, hey, I'm going to the Purdue game. I'm going to guess David Robinson will be there to watch his son. I'm gonna have a strategy here.
Yeah, I had a strategy.
Yeah, and you said, all my friends, please tweet at David Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
And what did you ask
I tweeted him several times myself.
Have you ever gotten a response?
No.
Okay. So you said that's not getting it done.
Right.
Okay.
So then I said,
friends, colleagues,
during the game,
tweet at, and what did you want them to say?
Tell them to come meet me. That sounds so creepy. It sounds so creepy.
Because I'm proud.
Tell him that I want everybody to say she needs to meet you.
Because I was at Kilroy's, enjoying Long Island, and I see this start to unfold.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm there with my buddy banker Sean, and I'm thinking, what is this woman doing?
Yeah. I just wanted everybody to let him know that his biggest fan was 20 feet away.
So you could actually, okay, so let's go there. You could actually see him. You're in a seat somewhere.
Yeah. So we're at the game.
Did you go with Josh? Was this with Josh?
It was Mom and Josh and Cute Boy and me.
Oh. Listen, now we're going to sporting events together. That's another big step in the relationship.
It is.
That's huge. Oh, your eyes got wide and you smiled. I think this relationship may be on a level none of us were ever prepared for. Anyway, so you're all at the game. You have good seats. Are these your normal seats?
Yeah, we were sitting by Mom and Josh in their end zone seats.
Okay.
So it's like the fourth row.
Right. Did your parents go to Purdue? Are they Purdue people?
My mom went for a year.
Okay. But they have great seats at the football game.
Right.
Okay. So you're sitting there, and there's David Robinson.
He walks out, after the Notre Dame team walks out.
Right.
He walks on the field too.
Right.
And I'm watching him, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Right. This is bigger than when you met. Was it Shaq?
Charles Barkley.
Charles Barkley. That's right. Shaq was there too. He didn't come out and play. Right. Wasn't that the deal?
The other, yeah.
Okay. So anyway, so you're there. You see David Robinson. You're in the end zone. He's very near you. You say, "All right, Twitter fans, mobilize."
Yeah, I was tweeting him some myself. No, no.
You're getting no response.
Getting no response.
Right. Because think about how many people are like, "Hey, David Robinson, I'm at the game. Love me."
Not very many, because I checked. People weren't tweeting him that.
Okay.
I checked his Twitter.
All right. So you ask your Twitter fans to tweet at David Robinson, and a flood of friends come to your defense.
Yes.
I was not a good friend. Sorry.
I counted after Saturday night on Sunday. Sometime I counted, and there were, including myself and all my Twitter followers, there were at least 40 that I'd counted so far, tweets to him.
Right.
telling him to come meet me. So he was most certainly getting these.
Right. He's filling up on his Connect. It's and here's the thing. You think about you've got what 5,000 some Twitter followers,
5,200.
5,200. So you're almost getting 1/100th of your. Well, what would that be?
I feel like it should have been more than 40, but you guys, I'll let it slide this time. Next time, I need more of you to step up.
It's almost 1/100th of your Twitter followers coming to your aid.
Mm-hmm.
And think about me. I totally dropped the ball. I didn't understand the magnitude.
Dropped the ball.
I would have helped. I didn't understand the magnitude. I was watching this unfold though, and I was thinking, okay, this is either going to work or
because
I'm going to laugh at you.
He's a celebrity.
Well, he's quasi-celebrity.
But that's the thing. He's like not one of those ones that's very active on Twitter. People aren't constantly tweeting him.
Right. Because he's not
and he doesn't tweet a lot.
He's not in the spotlight.
Right, exactly. He's not in the spotlight. So my tweets were most certainly
getting read. Right.
Yeah.
All right. So you're tweeting. What happens?
Game ends.
So the whole game
stinks.
You get nothing. You get nothing the whole game.
Well, and I'm not having any service.
Because you're in a stadium.
You're in the stadium, you're not in service. His partner in their business group.
Okay, so he's a businessman now.
He has Admiral Capital Group.
Oh, that's very creative. Play on that. He went to the Navy,
financial investing group or something.
Because
his nickname's the Admiral.
Right. Because he went to the Naval Academy.
So Dan, his business partner,
right,
he DM'd me, followed me
on Twitter.
He saw my pleas.
Got it.
DM'd me, says, April, go meet him. Tell him Dan said so. Said to send you over. Blah, blah, blah.
Okay, now when he says go meet him, you can't just hop on the field.
Well, that's the thing. I said, well, he's on the field. I'm 4 rows up. I can't go over there. And he's like, well, he's with his wife, and they're leaving now. So he's like, otherwise, I'd try and get him to say hi.
So you're like, oh, bummer.
I was like, actually, there is no wife. But no, it is not. So it's after the game now, right? Game just ended.
So you've got the fandom level to know that he doesn't have a wife?
No, he has a wife.
Oh, she's just
not there.
Okay, got it. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So game ends.
Okay. And
the moment is building.
The Purdue players run off the field. The Notre Dame players kind of gather in the corner. If
this were a movie, there'd be sad music playing as your head is hung low, very dejected
yeah.
that you're so close to your hero.
Right. So we're still in the end zone, and he has to cross over right in front of us to get to where the Notre Dame players are now.
Right.
Because they switched sides.
Okay.
So my brother and cute boy and my mom, we're all like, let's go start walking that way. Because at this point, he'd crossed in front of us and he's walking towards the other corner.
You've got a visual. You've got a sight visual.
And enough people are leaving that there's room that we can just kind of make it quickly over to the other corner. And we start walking over there. And my brother and cute boy are just like, David, come over here. They're screaming for him.
Right.
And
so I could see Josh doing this. Josh is passionate.
Yeah, he's passionate. Right. Josh knows. Like, David Robinson is, to me, like what Michael Jordan would be to him or something. Like,
this is your moment.
This is my moment.
This is your moment.
Because
you're not going to see him again because you're not going to the Notre Dame Stadium
next year. I'm not going up there, right?
So you're 2 years away. From seeing him again.
Well, true, but then again, maybe I would go if I hadn't.
You're in your mid-30s the next time you're going to have this opportunity.
Stop it! I hate you. So David looks up.
Yeah.
And he hears the guys screaming for him.
Right.
Looks over, realizes, kind of sees me, and you can see the lights go on. This is the crazy chick from Twitter.
Yes.
So he waves and he's looking, and so he starts walking over, and I am freaking out.
Did you have a moment?
If I could show people a picture of what it looked like when he was like
walking
over.
Do you have a photo of you while he's walking over there?
So here's him walking up to me.
Oh,
and you see me freaking out.
Goodness. So okay. One is I need that photo because when we podcast the show this week, we're going to use that picture. 2, how do you get on the field?
I am on the. Yeah, then there's like the final. But so
right.
No,
I feel like the first photo is far more.
The first one is the emotional one.
Right. You are almost in tears.
They're both pretty emotional. It's not tears really. It's just so anyway. He comes over, and I'm at this point I'm on the front row of the bleachers of the end zone.
It should be pointed out you have met lots of celebrities. So the idea of meeting a celebrity, not a big deal for you.
Right.
Was it Norv Turner came on to you at a Denny's one time or something?
It was a bar. So yeah, you're right. People don't really impress me much, but this was from my childhood till
I'm with you.
He's an awesome guy.
And keep in mind, Norv Turner attempted to pick you up at a Steak and Shake. How many people can say that happened to them? Norv Turner. Anyway,
so he comes over, shakes Cute Boy's hand first.
You're still in the stands.
We're in the stands. We're in the first row.
Right.
But he's right there because we're in the end zone. Right. So he just walks 5 feet to us.
Right.
And it was just.
Right.
And and the thing is, like, it was such a surreal moment. Like, he when he came over, he was like, so we have the same birthday. I mean, so he knew what was up. But it was just so real. I don't remember what I said to him.
Right.
I don't remember the conversation, and I remember seeing my brother standing there taking pictures, and I was saying, is it a good picture? And I made him take extra. Like, I had David standing there for like 2 minutes. Like, it's such a blur. It was so surreal. And then.
So now, did you ever actually get on the field?
No, there was no need to be on the field.
This was stands.
Yeah, I was in the first row of the stands. He was on the field, so it looks like he's only 2 inches taller than me in the picture.
Right. So here's one. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You deserve this. I'm very happy for you. I'm glad it shows team together. Everyone achieves more.
Yeah.
Teamwork.
My Twitter followers, my brother, boyfriend, everybody.
Coalescing as a unit.
And it was pretty cool because you could see all the other. They saw the fans left in the stands saw him start to come over, and they were mostly Notre Dame fans because that's right where the Notre Dame team had
gathered,
conglomerated or whatever, gathered
to sing the song after they win.
Yeah, so they were all right there, and
how'd that feel?
They all. I had no idea. So all the fans are there, and they're all witnessing, and other people, like strangers, were taking pictures of this moment because I was the only one he came over and talked to and took a picture with, and they're just all witnessing the magnitude of this moment. And some offered to send me pictures, because with their professional cameras.
Right.
And, so after he walked away, one of the fans taking pictures of me and him, when the random Notre Dame fan says, so why is he here at this game? And there you go. There is your quintessential reversible jacket Notre Dame football fan. This man had no clue. David Robinson, top 50 athlete of basketball. His son plays for your team. You had no clue. Guess what, buddy? John Bon Jovi's son also plays for your team. Torrey Hunter's son also plays for your team.
In defense on the Bon Jovi, though, it's actually the real spelling is spelled differently, so you may not.
Yeah, but you don't see John Bon Jovi stand on the sideline. You can't figure out like why these people.
Hey, here's
Joe Montana standing there last year. Did you figure out why he was standing there?
Montana's loser kid is the 8th string quarterback. Congratulations. Anyway, let's delve into this a little bit, shall we? Because it was the event. I'm happy for you. You're my friend. Congratulations. But now we get into the psyche of this, okay? From my standpoint. You're an attractive woman. Let's say you're a middle-aged man of 55 and slightly balding and overweight. Does David Robinson walk over and have this moment with you?
Well, it's not... I don't know. He's such a nice guy. Like, if you go back and look at his Twitter, he'll even retweet people that had their pictures taken with him and say, thank you for letting me take a picture. I mean, he's so nice. Like, and it's not about, oh, I'm an attractive woman, or I don't think he's cute. It's not like that at all. That's not why I like him. Like, he's not that. He's a good, wholesome, married Christian man. Like,
well, I understand
it's
from
not
your
about.
Perspective. I'm saying from, because and I'm sure he is. I'm sure he's not out, doing anything impressive. It's just, hey, pretty girl wants a picture. Well, sure.
Well, I think I'm sure he saw the complete attack my Twitter followers and I launched. So I think he knew, like, I was putting a lot of effort into this.
Right. But he could have been like, she's got a gun. She could have a gun.
She does not.
Now, how old is David Robinson?
He's 64.
Oh, he is.
He was born in 64, so he's 48.
Okay. So
Right? Is that the math? Yeah.
He would be 49 depending on when his birthday was in 64.
His birthday is we have the same birthday.
So he just turned 49 then.
No, he's born in 65.
Okay, well, which one is it?
He was born in 65.
Okay, so he just turned 48. Okay. And well, that's awesome. I think that is just the bee's knees.
Bee's knees.
Okay, so there's your story. You've met David Robinson. Somehow, though, it ends up on Twitter, you rusing the Twitter world that you're getting engaged.
I did not ruse the Twitter world. It was just a tweet to my brother. It wasn't a public tweet. The only reason you saw it was because you follow my brother and I.
Ah. Okay, so
nobody else.
Okay, so
when you start a tweet with someone's handle, it only goes to that person and only mutual followers see it unless you go scrolling through my timeline.
Okay, all right. So I'm making a bigger deal out of this than it should have been.
Yes, because it wasn't a public tweet.
Okay.
It didn't go to everybody. It wasn't an announcement. Hey, PSA.
Right.
Right.
What happened?
My brother, since he determined that because he made my biggest life moment to date happen.
Right. He's taking credit for this.
He's taking credit for this because he's the one that was calling. Him and Cute Boy were both doing it, but
right.
Josh was like, "I'm taking credit for this," and
because that's Josh. Josh is a glory hound.
And Cute Boy's like, "No, you can have this. You can have this one." So
what a great guy. He just gives it up.
He just gives it up.
In the boyfriend world, this is a lifetime's worth of IOUs.
So
and he just gave away the IOUs.
Yeah.
I would never do that.
And that's the difference between you and...
I would be reeling it in for the next decade. We'd be at a flea market somewhere, and I would want to buy something 10 years from now, and you would tell me no, and I would still be bringing this up.
I would never go to a flea market. So Josh decided that since he called David over,
right,
that means he is now I'm completely indebted to him.
Right. See, Josh is
Josh is taking the advantage of it.
Right.
And he decides that because of that, he gets to be the matron of honor in my wedding. That which is reserved for like the most significant friend in your life, generally a female, because matron of honor.
Right. It's usually maid of honor.
Yeah. Well, matron because you're married.
But see, this is why I like Josh, because Josh thinks like I do. See, we took the same approach. Me. Opportunity knocks.
So Josh took the opportunity to then plan out the wedding of Cute Boy and I.
Oh, so Josh is on board with you guys. Okay.
So I think that's probably the biggest news was that Josh is on board.
Josh has offered his endorsement.
Yes. Josh has endorsed this. He planned it.
Is he paying for it too?
I know, right? Meanwhile, Mom's going in the background going, elope.
So I guess which phases into it. By the way, this is the Rob. Terrible job of hosting so far. I was so into the story. I was so compelled by it. This is the Rob Kendall Show. Currently talking about April meeting David Robinson this weekend at the Purdue Notre Dame game. He is her all-time favorite athlete, and she has had this wonderful moment. Has been kind enough to share it with our listeners today. In order of the marriage thing, who has to sign on for you to be like, okay, and we're not implying that marriage is imminent, but you would have to say, who, if any one of these people says, no, I'm out, do you have that sort of standard? Or is it?
I think my vetting process is thorough enough that no one at this point would
reject.
If I were seriously, if the situation arose, and
right,
I think everybody would know that this would.
Right.
But that being said, obviously, Josh's opinion does weigh pretty high
we've been through that. Yeah, we've talked about Josh's opinion in your dating relationships and who you hang out with, and who you choose to not hang out with, who you choose to spend Thanksgiving with, and how that all works. So okay.
No, I think I don't know if I guess I would say his opinion matters the most.
Wow.
Because he's the one most. At this point, I'm not a teen. My parents aren't as involved in my life as they were when I was younger, per se.
Right.
I'm maybe closer with Josh, so I think in the facts
Okay, listeners.
I would say he has the most stringent vetting process of men I would.
Right.
He's the protective little big brother.
Right, because Josh is a fairly big guy.
He acts like he's older. Like
Right.
he acts like I'm his younger sister.
Josh is a very decent human being.
Yes.
Despite the fact that he vetoed me going to Thanksgiving with you guys last year.
Did he veto that?
I think so. I think he was fairly assertive in that.
We saved you rolls.
Josh, have I told you the story about Josh when we first met? The conversation Josh and I had?
Probably.
So we met. You were working for Pence. And
when you and I met, not when you and him met. Yeah.
Yeah. And we met, and I didn't know you were Josh's sister. And because I don't do the Facebook stalker thing.
Right.
Like, usually what happens is if a cute girl friends me, like, I accept the friend request, and then I let it play itself out, and then after, like, 2 weeks, I finally get curious who the person is and how I would know them.
Mm-hmm.
And so at some point, I start looking through your photos, and I realize you're Josh's sister. I've known Josh for, let's see, I'm almost 30, so the better part of like 11 or 12 years. Josh never mentioned anything about his sister. I call Josh, buddy, pal, amigo, friend. I've known you for how long? And you never mentioned you had a very attractive sister? Why? Josh's deadpan response. Because I knew what you would do. Josh is the best. We love Josh. So here's the thing. If the Twitterverse, your male Twitter fans, started to get in a mass panic that Cute Boy could be the guy, Josh is the one we need to lay on, right?
Clearly it's too late. Like, he's already planned our wedding, so.
Right, but this may be superficial. It may be, nothing settled until it's settled. But I think that's great that you put that sort of importance into your relationship with your brother.
No, and I guess it's just a good sign that he approves.
Yeah, absolutely. Teamwork.
But yeah, I think he of everybody has the most stringent.
Right.
Of, he's looking out for me.
Right. I got you.
That's his job.
Okay. Well, congratulations. I'm very happy for you.
I met David Robinson.
You did. You can always say that.
The Admiral.
Ah!
And the picture, like picture with the two of us, like,
it's great.
You can tell he's genuinely like as happy, he's almost as happy as I am. Not quite, but that's a pretty happy face, right? For him.
The only time
he is genuinely.
Let me see that picture again. Now this will be an observation of your smile.
That's a pretty ridiculous smile.
I have never seen a smile that big that didn't involve 3 or 4 margaritas.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a very big smile for me.
Yeah, you're excited. You're excited. That's great. Okay, on to new business.
He was so nice. Well, and I was so upset too because when I posted the picture on Instagram and sent the picture to Twitter, like, I tagged him in it. That way, because he oftentimes will retweet those pictures from his fans. And the tag didn't follow over from Instagram to Twitter, so he didn't get the mention of my picture.
Why don't you just put it on Twitter?
Did you just not follow me? It didn't go.
You put it in Instagram, so why don't you just put it up on Twitter again? Why don't you just retweet it? What do you think? People are going to be like, oh, that's excessive.
Yes, I can't retweet. I can't tweet that.
Boy, you just have like this brand on Twitter. Like, put it up again. Put a tag in it. Send it to me. I'll put it up.
No. We'll think about it. What I was going to do was Instagram the other picture too, the prequel picture.
Right. The one of you with looking
the arm
amazed.
out, yeah.
I think that's the photo. I think that's your money shot right there.
You think that's the money shot?
I think that's the one that
So I was going to put that one, and then the thing was I was going to put that on Instagram, and I thought that's a very personal, like, that's a very vulnerable pic. That is everybody seeing that this is
right.
Pretty much to date the
and
biggest moment of my life.
You hate that. You hate anything personal.
I hate when anybody gets personal.
Yes, you hate anything personal known about you.
But I figure I can put that up, send that on to Twitter, and then he can maybe.
Yeah, I think so. I think you should do that.
I'll make sure the tag goes for him so he can see it.
Right, and I'll retweet it. I'll be a team player on this one. We will get David Robinson to be aware
retweet
the impact that he's had on your life.
I can't believe you didn't even reply to me yet. It's pretty cool that his business partner followed me and DM'd me.
Well, that's great. I mean, that's one of those life moments. David Robinson's business partner.
Yes.
Wow. I'd make that right up there with, Led Zeppelin if they DM'd you.
I just can't believe it. It was just
it's great.
A surreal moment.
Well, and you deserve it. You've earned it.
I've earned it.
Okay, so moving on. Something else that pertains to you that I figured you would be excited about. I feel like I kind of snubbed you the past 2 weeks since we did the thing with Adam and then Jay. So I wanted to kind of make this show about you this week.
Good idea.
New iPhone.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, well,
there's 2 new iPhones.
It'll be out.
Yeah, it's been tentatively released? Or...
Well, you can start ordering.
Right.
Or something.
5S and 5C.
Yeah.
You are the iPhone expert.
Mm-hmm.
I take stock in your iPhone opinion because you encouraged me to get an iPhone 5. I did. It has changed my life forever.
Mm-hmm.
So from what you have heard, are you impressed with what Apple Mac has done this time around?
Yeah. I mean, it's a whole new operating system for the 5S.
Better?
So,
it's better than what I have?
Yes.
Okay.
And then there'll be a better camera on there, a whole new operating system. So all your the background apps, all that stuff is going to be differently functioning.
Right.
Then there'll be you don't have to put a passcode in there. It'll recognize your fingerprint, your thumbprint, so that you'll be able to buy stuff from the iTunes store with just your thumbprint.
No password
crap.
Wow.
Yeah. So that will be a big time saver. I like that.
I feel like that's ripe for fraud though. Someone could steal my fingerprint.
No, you cannot steal a fingerprint. And every time you use it, it just gets stronger and stronger imprint.
Wow. Like a Superman. It's like a comic book.
So people can't break into your phone and post Facebook statuses for you.
Right. Well, but they would have to know my code right now to do that.
Right.
Right.
But it takes so long to put that code in there.
It does. It's a little disturbing.
Yeah. But you have to have it.
The later the evening goes, the harder that code is to enter.
Uh-huh.
So.
But then the 5C, I think it's supposed to be just like the 5, only it'll be plastic with the colors.
Right. Now, I had heard that they were originally saying that the 5C was going to be like the working man's version of the iPhone.
Right, because you can get one for $99.
Now, see, I had heard that was not available that cheap, that it was several $100s.
No. The 5C you can get in 16 gigs for $99 or 32 gigs for $199.
Then why would anyone buy an iPhone? If you can get one for several $100s cheaper, why would you buy the 5S? If the
5S is the better operating system, the faster.
Oh, I see.
The new camera, the 5C is going to be more like the 5 is now. This system, that stuff, it's just going to be colorful plastic instead of this. Which I wish, because my problem with the 5 and the 5S is the edges.
Right.
The metal, it's not as...
And you don't have a case. You are not a case person.
I do not use
You've
cases.
Never had a case.
Every once in a while, I'll put one on there if I feel like I'm going to be in a high risk situation.
Okay. What would be a high risk situation?
Well, I don't know. If you're going somewhere, traveling or something.
Like downtown Detroit? You feel like if I go to...
If I go downtown Detroit, I need a case. Which... No, sometimes when I'm going to the beach, I'll put one on just to protect it from the sand. But
right.
I didn't even do that last time. So
you were risky. You were going without protection.
I was going without protection.
It's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't you take the iPhone Ed class?
Oh, jeez. Yeah, it's pretty durable. I've dropped it a million times. And
do you see yourself purchasing the new one, or do you see yourself letting it go and waiting for the next installment?
Well, the problem is I still have a year left on my contract before I can get the new phone.
Okay.
So it will cost more if I buy it now.
I feel like iPhone should just send you one gratis, though, because you are such an endorser of Apple Mac products.
But you know how many people are just like me? Most of them.
See, that's your problem right there. You've got to have the attitude, no one else is like me.
That's such a Gen Y thing. Well, here's the thing. They're going to stop making this 5. And my button up here doesn't work very well. So I can take it back now and have them replace it for free because my button doesn't work.
Right.
But I figure if I wait a month or so and they're out of all these, maybe they'll have to replace it with the better one.
You're scamming the system.
I'm not scamming the system.
That's
My button doesn't work. It's not my fault. It's their fault. The button doesn't work.
But at this moment in time, you're willing to go with a broken button. But
I'm willing now for a month more to go with a broken button.
You want to put money on whether that works or not?
You know, it probably won't work. I'm sure they'll be able to pull one of these out of stock and be like,
"Hey, we found one!
Hey,
lucky you!"
Yeah.
Well, I'd heard a lot about it both ways. And I didn't want to form an opinion one way or another until we had the opportunity to have this conversation, because you are the Apple, Mac, iPhone expert.
Yeah, I mean, and as far as we go, yeah.
Okay. Again, this is the Rob Kendall Show. That's my name, joined by the lovely April D. Gregory. You can find her on Twitter at April D. Gregory. I'm at Rob M. Kendall, talking today about, well, so far we've talked about, mainly one thing, April meeting her hero, the Admiral, David Robinson. And some people might say 30 minutes, that's a little long to spend on one moment in time, but I felt like for you, like you've earned it.
But how many people have met that
I agree.
And we were talking about it, and even my brother, when we were trying to compare like what this would be like for him, I mean, he realized this is such a significant moment, because even for him, like meeting Michael Jordan would have been as gracious and come over and just been so nice and kind and taken for 3 minutes like David Robinson did with me. Michael Jordan not have been the same if Josh had got a chance to meet him. It'd been like a hey, handshake real quick thing, if that.
Right, and on some level, not to demean David Robinson's celebrity, he's one of the great basketball players of all time, probably one of the 50 greatest players to have ever played in the NBA.
Definitely, yeah.
But he's not an A-list celebrity.
Right, he doesn't do the crazy things to get attention and
right.
have the wives and the money scandals and the flopping and the complaining about basketball, all the crap that LeBron James or Michael Jordan would do or Tiger Woods would do.
Right.
He's not that guy, so he doesn't bring that attention on himself and put himself on the spotlight like that.
Right, so in a semblance, you're like, hey, unless you were a Spurs fan or a David Robinson fan during his playing days, that's probably his group of fandom.
Right.
Like, if you see David Robinson at the Circle Center Mall, Rob Kendall might go, oh, hey, that's David Robinson, and I would keep walking.
Right.
So you had that advantage of, wow, there's someone that's a really overzealous David Robinson fan.
Mm-hmm.
What are the odds you would find that at the Notre Dame Purdue
in West Lafayette, Indiana?
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, his partner was like, are you from San Antonio? Like, what do you like? I'm like, this is my guy right here. This is my guy.
Now, your friend, our friend, David, was very ecstatic for you. He was excited because he is a San Antonio person.
Yes, he lives in San Antonio.
So he was. Now, he's a Colts fan.
He is. Well, he likes Peyton.
Yeah. So is this because you guys are friends? Is that why he became like a Colts person?
Oh, no. He is. I think he just followed Peyton Manning. I think he became if I remember correctly, he became a Colts fan when Peyton got to the Colts.
So
he's still staying a Colts fan.
Okay. Because I was going to say that's unusual that you guys are friends. You live in Indianapolis. He lives in San Antonio. You like the Spurs. He likes the Colts. Thought maybe there was some horse trading.
No, I mean, I haven't met him in real life. So.
Do you know any of your Twitter friends in real life?
A lot of them.
Right.
A lot of them, because a lot of us are political. We travel around the country, conferences and stuff, meet each other.
But you've never met David.
I have not.
Okay.
Sometime when I'm in San Antonio, though, that'll happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was there last year and then didn't work out. But.
David, let's make it happen. I like David.
Yeah, nice guy.
And Merlin Yoda.
Merlin.
I want to meet Merlin. Maybe Merlin will come to Indianapolis for something at some point because he lives in, I think, northern Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe Merlin will make a journey to Indianapolis at some point.
Yeah,
we could do that. But like I said, some people would say, wow, Rob, you really just threw away the show this week on this one topic. And I felt, like you've earned it. Like you've been a loyal friend to this program. You've really sucked it up over the past 7-8 months. You've earned this. And I wanted to to do this for you today. So from the very, very bottom of of my heart, you're welcome.
Thank you. Yeah. It truly is like one of the biggest moments of my life. It sounds ridiculous, but whatever.
No, and that's the point, though. It's all in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't think anybody would say, oh, wow, that's ridiculous. Because I think 98% of the world would say, or country would say, I have this person who has inspired me for whatever reason. And I, of course, as you will look over your shoulder to your right, you will see a autographed photo of the Ultimate Warrior. So a guy that made his living as a professional wrestler, one of my heroes.
Yeah.
I was the same way when I had my, well, it was not face-to-face, it was over the telephone, conversation with the Ultimate Warrior.
Right.
So I would think in the lexicon of mainstream Americana, David Robinson is far more out there than the Ultimate Warrior. So I totally understand what you were going through and embrace it. And I think it makes you feel better about yourself when that person embraces you back.
Yeah.
Because, one of my other heroes is Bruce Springsteen. I have grabbed Bruce Springsteen's leg. I have clutched on.
He did not grab your leg back.
He did not. He was playing his guitar, and at some point he realized, this little turd has cutting off my circulation, and kicked his foot away. But I would imagine that you met David Robinson. David Robinson would say, oh, hey, that was meaningful for me because I have impacted this woman's life.
Yeah.
He may not sit around thinking about it the same way as the Ultimate Warrior in our conversations we had. Maybe today doesn't sit around thinking, wow, I inspired Rob Kendall to do something great. But you knew at that moment in time, that person realized I have had a profound impact because of my success on this person. Mm-hmm. So in a strange way, you're having an impact on his life. If you met Bruce Springsteen, or whoever your modern day hero is, Justin Bieber, whomever, I don't know, Miley Cyrus. I'm just
mine.
Whatever, not yours, but I'm just hawking off celebrity names at this point. If I were to, I was thought, what would I say to Bruce Springsteen if I met him? What would you say that would impact the guy?
Right.
I mean, the guy for 35 years has been writing the American Songbook. So there's nothing you're going to say that he's going to go, oh wow, that was really meaningful. But on a level of a David Robinson, slightly removed from the American spotlight, but still yet a very good, decent guy and a part of Americana, you would be able to have that impact on him. Mm-hmm. So, and Purdue still lost at the end of the day.
Purdue still lost.
That's probably why I took that photo with you. You're probably lucky that they weren't able to punch it in there at the end.
Ugh.
I mean, it's really a double-edged sword, isn't it? Because I know there was nothing you would have liked more than to see.
I would have liked
the Domers
that.
fall.
I would have so bad liked that.
I feel like Notre Dame is just not on their game so far this year.
No.
Compared to where they were last year.
Oh, really? You think?
And I think it's
Notre Dame is notoriously overrated. And they are very much overrated this year.
Here's the thing, though. Purdue almost lost at home to Indiana State last week, so let's not go trumpeting Purdue's excellence. I'm
not trumpeting Purdue's excellence. What did I just say? I said Notre Dame's overrated. You only beat Purdue by 7 points, and you almost lost it.
It's tough to win on the road in the Big Ten.
Oh, stop it. Oh, really?
I'll tell you who's really a weasel, and I really liked him when he was young, was Tommy Rees, quarterback for Notre Dame. Mm-hmm. Like, he still looks like he's 10. Like, he looked like he was 10 when he was 18. I thought, oh, this guy will really grow into being a great quarterback at Notre Dame. Still looks like kind of a little Weasley kid out there, Well,
he had his helmet on. I couldn't really see him.
Well, I figured they'd have like a photo up on the Jumbotron or something.
The Jumbotron was behind me.
Oh, there's only one? They don't have one on like each end of the field? Like, I figured there'd be a giant video board on each end of the stadium.
No, you gotta turn around. When you're in our end zone, you gotta turn around.
And it's Ross Ade Stadium, right?
Yeah.
Looked like there was a full house.
It was packed.
Yeah, and you were on national. Were you on TV at all? Did anyone?
Oh, I don't know.
Because that was a nationally televised game.
Right.
The screen was kind of far away from where I was sitting while the game was going on, so I couldn't really.
I guess I could go back and watch the replay.
You could.
That might be a little painful. We'll be on national TV on this coming week too against Wisconsin.
Are you going to that game?
It's at Wisconsin.
Oh, you're not going to that game?
I'm not going to that game.
Okay. There probably will be no more games at Purdue that'll be on national TV.
Yeah, maybe not this year.
Right. Not anytime in the near future either. I feel like you've had your shot, and you guys blew it. Anyway, we've got about 15 minutes left to go in our...
This is the payback I get for...
Well, you shouldn't talk...
You got to balance out the high with the bam, punch to the gut.
But I'm sure in terms of in the April lexicon of what's important...
Hey, next year.
Screw the Purdue loss.
We're taking down Notre Dame. Mark my words.
Okay. I am...
Once Coach Hazel has a year under his belt, those boys will be ready to go. We'll get our quarterback situation. Actually, Rob Henry did decent on Saturday, so... There's that.
You guys don't have that guy named Marv as your quarterback anymore. I liked Marv. What happened to Marv?
Well, I think he graduated.
Oh, did?
Yeah.
Huh. You know, Marv was also the name of one of the bandits in Home Alone. That's why I like him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Harry and Marv.
Mm-hmm. Give myself a Sharpie high over here.
Yeah, you've been doodling with the Sharpie. You're draining my Sharpie. I have two Sharpies. They're not really doodle instruments, but you have made them one.
Oh, look, a purple coffee maker.
You could get one of those since you live in Brownsburg. That would be that'd be perfect for you as a Brownsburg resident.
Yikes.
Anyway, in the lexicon of, hey, Purdue lost, but I got to meet David Robinson. I'm sure you would have rather met David Robinson than had Purdue win. Is that a well duh?
I feel. Don't make me answer that question.
Really? There is a doubt. I'm thoroughly...
No, I know what the answer is, but I just don't want to verbally.
Right. Well, because you hate Notre Dame.
I hate Notre Dame.
Like with a passion.
Yeah.
All right. Well, as we wind up our show today, we're going to come full circle and go all the way back where we started, which is your physical fitness.
Oh, we did start with CrossFit.
We did start talking about CrossFit. April, the challenge to April this week is to take a photo of herself doing a one-handed handstand up against the wall at the CrossFit gym. Because you have clearly said on the tape that you could do this, and I don't believe you can. So Do I have
to do it at the CrossFit gym?
Yes, you do.
See, that's the thing. I don't want to do it in front of people.
Well, I'll tell you what then. If you can assure me you will not cheat, I will allow you to take this photo wherever at a place of your choosing.
Okay.
I will not require you to take it at the CrossFit gym. But you have to make this attempt because you have boldly said,
I believe I can do it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's fine. I'm not going to get in the weeds on details on where the photo's taken. But I
mean, I feel like I can just do it right now. It'd be easy.
I do not think you can do a one-handed hands backwards.
You realize you start on two hands, right? And then you just pull one up.
I didn't until now.
Yeah. You hop up there on two hands, and then
she wasn't like long-term one-handing her way across
this
the
is
CrossFit
not
gym.
Yeah, this is not she wasn't walking. Yeah, she's not chilling on one hand. She's leaning against a wall on two hands. And then you pull away from the wall a little bit, pull one hand up, and make yourself look like a badass in your little skimpy outfit. That's what she was doing.
She deceived me.
She deceived everybody.
Huh. So I shouldn't be impressed. I
I'm
feel like you
just
let me
saying,
go with this for like an hour that I was really impressed.
I thought I made it clear that it wasn't that by saying that I could do this.
Well, you didn't explain it about how you would do it.
Now watch me not be able to do this.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I want to see you attempt to pull this off because I'm not totally sure you could. So you do two hands up. Hey, I'm up in the air.
You just scoot your little tail up towards the thing and the wall and just get into a handstand position. You're leaning against the wall for support. You lean off the wall a little bit.
Hey, Sally, take my picture.
Pull a hand off. Hey, Sally, take my picture.
All right. Okay. Well, I'm no longer impressed, and I'm gonna send her a message and let her know.
You're not. No, you're not. Leave me out of this.
Are you really into the CrossFit now? Like I heard through the grapevine that you are a regular attendee now. You are getting intense.
Well, I'm trying to be, but
dating's getting in the way, isn't it?
No, getting out of bed is getting in the way. Like CrossFit's at 9 a.m. That means I got to wake up at like 8. I got to be out of bed at 8:40 to leave the house at 8:50 to get to the CrossFit gym at 9. And
they've got CrossFit in the evenings.
Well, I work sometimes in the evenings.
You work like at night, not in the evenings.
No, I start working in the evening. If I work, it's at 4 or 5.
Oh, huh.
If I don't work, I would have to go to like the 4:30 class, and the 4:30 class is the big, like all the good ones are,
Yeah.
all the good people are there. The strong,
Yeah.
and it's a very, very full class. Like there's 20 people in that
And
class.
they're intense.
They're the intense, so there's 20 of them in that class.
And you don't want that.
I like the smaller,
Right.
where you get your own equipment. You don't have to worry about
Right.
the people that have been doing it for 2 years. I like my little class.
I got you.
I just sometimes can't get out of bed.
Oh, the world in which you live.
I know. To have to be out of bed by 8:30.
Anyway, though, you have been making a commitment to physical fitness, which is impressive.
Well, we're going to run a half marathon.
We?
Yeah.
Who?
Cute boy.
Oh, okay. Eventually, you're going to screw up and say his name on the air.
I know,
I'm
right?
just going to push it to the point where you actually do that, and you're not going to catch it. Rob, you got to cut the tape. I said his name. Even though you've outed him on Twitter.
Well, I feel like it's just stuck. The cute boy thing is just stuck.
Right. No, that's fine.
So there's no point in really saying his name.
We'll go with that.
If you pay attention to me on Twitter,
you'll know who he is. There are photos.
There are photos. He's on the Twitter.
So he's a runner, or he's becoming a runner.
Because
he was a skateboarder.
He's a skateboarder. He runs to stay in shape,
Right.
So
why don't you do a skateboard something?
I want to learn how to skateboard.
Right. I feel like that'd be good for your relationship.
Yeah. It's on the list of things for us to do.
I feel like I'm losing you.
Rob.
I feel like I'm losing you. I don't hear from you anymore. I rarely see you. We rarely go out anymore. I have no idea what's going on.
You're busy. You're busy trying to do this town council thing. You're a busy person.
Thank you for deflecting the responsibility on that. I appreciate it.
I'm always available for Mexican food at lunchtime.
That's what I've been confined to. I'm your Mexican food at lunchtime friend. I used to be the nighttime friend.
You can be.
I used to be the primo friend. Let's go watch the ball game.
Well, that's because there's...
There's what? Huh?
I'm busy. I'm busy at nights now.
I understand. I've been replaced. I'm happy for you.
Well, there are plenty of times when you're like, I can't hang out tonight. I have a date.
Because I feel like I'm not important as I used to be to you. I feel like our friendship used to be like numero uno, or at least numero dos for you. And we were sort of on the same page. But now I just feel like, you've moved on past Rob. So
I have not moved on past Rob. I just have other things happening in my life right now.
That's okay.
Besides.
No, I understand. And I don't think the audience begrudges you either. But just remember, this is my show. The audience will ultimately always side with me.
I don't think so.
I'll frame the narrative.
I don't think so. I think they're on my side.
Well, anyway, you're going to run a marathon.
We're going to run a half marathon.
Half marathon. So in the marathon world, how long is a half marathon?
13.1 miles.
That's a long way.
It is a long way.
Where is this marathon happening at?
Well, we're going to do the Purdue half marathon.
Okay, so this is at like the university campus somewhere?
Yeah.
Okay. And when is this?
October 19th.
Okay, so you've got a month to be able to run 13.1 miles.
Correct.
And you just ran a milestone.
Well, I did. Well, I planned it all out in my calendar.
Right.
Last week was supposed to be my long run was going to be 7 miles. As long as I could do 7 last week, I was going to do 8 this week, 8 next week.
Progress.
9 for a couple weeks, do a 10, because they say if you can run 10, you can do 13. No big deal, right?
Okay.
So 10 is generally your long run before a half marathon.
All right. So
I had it all calculated.
You never actually run the 13. You go to 10 and you
Most people, a lot of people don't do the 13 before the half.
How do you know this? Have you been reading books?
Well, this will be my second half.
Okay, got it.
So.
Ever.
Okay.
You once upon a time did a half.
4 years ago.
Okay.
I did a half.
And you gave up.
I hurt my knee.
Oh. In the half?
On my 10-mile long run before the half,
right.
I hurt my knee. Ran the half marathon anyway in tears.
Good for you. You're
because I was like, I came this far.
Right.
I can do it. I know I can.
It's like a Rudy moment at Notre Dame.
I was crying by the time I crossed the finish line. My friends helped me.
Right.
It was a big moment because once you run the marathon, you're like, oh my gosh, I did this. It's so running is 90% mental.
Yeah.
And then you're like, wow, I just did this. I get this big medal.
Oh, they give you a medal.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Do you still have it?
Oh yeah, of course. And
you just threw your hands.
Yeah, of course.
NBD.
No big deal.
You're going to do this with your boyfriend.
Uh-huh.
And you set some sort of milestone in your running.
I meant to, I went to run 7 miles last week. I did the first, Monday, run 7 miles. Come Thursday, I'm like, I'm going to run. Maybe I'll run 7 again. I don't need to. Maybe I'll run 7 again. And I like even numbers, so I'm running down the trail, the BNO. And I had to turn around if I kept running at the end of the trail, I'd have been at 7.7 miles. And I'm like, I'm too far to stop at 7 and walk all the way back down the trail. I don't want to walk 7.7 miles.
Right.
So I need to make it 8. So that meant I'd have to turn around, go back down the trail a little bit further. So I turn around, heading back down the trail so I can do my 8, just to get the even number. And I keep going. Let's go back down the trail again. So I go all the way back down the trail.
By
all
yourself?
Back. Yeah, by myself.
Okay.
And I end up on 10
Now,
miles.
Congratulations.
10 miles. Out of nowhere.
That's amazing. That's truly a human feat of strength that may never be matched.
Ever. By anybody.
Now, how do you know your boyfriend's able to do this? Because you're not doing this together. You're clearly training on your own.
Oh, he is in much better running shape than I am.
Looks to be deceiving. Trust me.
He's been running. So. And
how do you know? Is he telling you he's running?
Yeah.
You have no visual evidence that he's running.
I don't have any visual evidence that he's running. I do believe him when he says he's running.
Because let's just do role play, or I could be him and say, yeah, I ran 8 miles today.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm just worn out. How do you know he's not doing that? How do you know he's not going to let the team down?
I think he's not going to let the team down. He's going to finish the half marathon a good hour before I do.
Oh, you're not doing it together? Like I thought you were going to run side by side.
No, we're not going to run side by side. He's a way faster runner than I am.
Well, what's the point of that then?
The point is we're both doing it.
Yeah, but you're not even doing it together. Oh, this was like a couples bonding experience. Well, the premise of this was like, hold hands while you run together.
Oh, stop it. Nobody does that.
You cross the fit. Well, how would I know? I've never run a marathon. I don't run anywhere. I'm a walker.
You can walk the marathon.
That seems like it would take a while at 13 point whatever miles.
That would be so boring.
Like 10 minutes 10 minutes for a mile or 12 minutes for a mile.
At least.
Yeah. I'm looking at a good 130 several hours.
730 several hours.
I'm looking at several hours.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. Will you be tweeting during the running?
During the running of the marathon? Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know. It's not really practical to take out your phone and tweet, but I feel like there's a good chance I probably will just because it's me. About mile 5, I'm a little bit bored.
Yeah.
What's up, Twitter?
Hey.
Talk to me.
All right. Well, that's exciting. We'll look forward to it. We will cheer you on in any way that we can. And good luck on that. Keep us posted on your progress. Next week, we're going to have split schedule again.
Are we?
Yeah.
You're hiatusing me again?
No, I'm not hiatusing you. I'm just saying we're going to have a split schedule. I'm going to have somebody helping out with the show.
Who?
Well, it's another big one for me. Dr. Michael Munger.
Oh.
Big deal for me.
He wrote the foreword for your last book.
For my first book, yes, he did. Former Libertarian nominee for governor in North Carolina.
This may be the record for how long it's taken us an entire show to talk about your book. What are we at? 55 minutes right now or something?
We are at 58:38.
Wow. That has never happened in the history of our shows.
I'd like to point out you brought the book up, not me.
I did bring the book up.
So
I'm well trained.
It was not me that brought the book up. The book that is OOP, yes, out of print. Dr. Munger wrote forward to that. Former Libertarian nominee for governor in North Carolina. Former head of the political science department at Duke.
That will make our We Are Libertarians friends happy.
It will. That's why I did it. I was a nod to Spangy and all the guys over there.
All right.
They were like nationally famous. They did some interview with Ron Paul, and it became nationally famous.
Yeah.
Ripley and Ruiz and all the rest of those guys. So, yes, I'm going to do a little libertarian thing next week. Also talk to our man Abdul about coming on in the near future as well. So I'm trying to get some libertarian people involved.
Abdul's not libertarian. Abdul is not a libertarian.
Have you seen Abdul's opinions?
Abdul is not a libertarian.
I think Abdul is a libertarian. Maybe I'll ask him.
He has some very, very Republican tendencies.
But he also has, like he's pro-gay marriage and things like that. So, anyway.
He's a liberal Republican.
Libertarian?
No, that is not the definition of libertarian.
Admit it, Abdul.
I believe our friend,
come to grips with it.
Spangle and Ruiz and all them are freaking out right there, right now. They're like, he is not a libertarian.
All All right. That's it. We're out of time.
We're out of time.
We're out of time. Special.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah. Special thanks to you for meeting David. Special thanks to David Robinson.
Thank you, David Robinson, for making my life.
Thank you to all April's Twitter followers for making this possible. Thank you for everyone for listening. We love you, Merlin Yoda. And for the lovely April D. Gregory, I'm Rob Kendall. You've been listening to The Rob Kendall Show.